Amber, you can't see the trailer because it off system locations at 10:30 a.m. in position. Sorry I'm late, guys. I'm traveling extremely fast with rotation and interference location of tri-line center position location to its calculation to 3.5 per second and highest system location of galaxy line interference position location of grounds. I'm traveling very, very fast. So high line center interference position locations. Try to go in position of clocking. That's the position to its ground line center conditions. So it surfaces in all level positions. But I'm here now in channel lock conditions. All positions to calculations turning sound levels of its avatar. I got to get everybody in position to be in firm. Calculation modification to light signals, anything through rotation system. Heart reactor to all generation light centers. Octave interference locations. The operation to teleportation atmospheres of its vessel. Communication line triangles, all position to its calculations. The avatar has to come into the now. Okay, activation is key. I keep saying that every single day. Opens the lock, opens up a door, opens up a dimension, opens up light, opens up space, opens up time, opens up you through all calculation. That's a true understand when you come into that position to its formation line position to its calculation of the high line system. So it's amazing how I travel extremely fast in position location to its connection of ground line centers and anything through hieroglyphic location of channel line center, Egypt, and position location of train line center information to its connections. So high level rotation centers. Now going into all levels, you guys got into program setting. Once you get in activation cycle to rotation interference locations of interface line center to the avatar, calculations all levels, it's triangles into 3, 6, and 9. Okay. You come into the plateau line center. Once you get activated, you go into your shadow work. All right, you go into the deepest, darkest into the light. Once you come into light, you bounce light communication to a level. But light is all position of you. Okay, it's the balancing of the dark, is its remembrance of who you are. Every time you get up in the morning, you understand your position location where it is in the avatar system. You don't want to triangulate centers off system location to its conditions, right? So it's like merging up a train and understand the train. I say, well, am I in the right train? No, I don't think so. Where is the train going? Is it going in the opposite direction? Where am I going through calculation? Where am I in balance? Where am I in present? Where am I in future? Where am I in the past? It all positions you through all position location, right? So today we're going to get into the shadow of self. The shadow of self is truly understand how to calculate all levels of you through light, how to see light through reflection, position location of shadow. You have a shadow. Sometimes the signal location is at 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4, 5, 6. It all depends. So it's kind of like understand the story of Peter Pan, where Peter Pan was basically trying to find his shadow. When he found his shadow, he's trying to catch it and bring it in. So his surface location was trying to find him through a happy thought. If he got back into a happy thought, he could fly again. That's a true understanding when it comes to documentation to its connections. You have to truly understand the true resonance is the program sent to you through its avatar connection. All right, 5, 10 minutes, and we'll get started. Kitty Cat, General, Lotus, Betty, how's it going? For all the new viewers, please, any questions or comments afterwards? Thank you. All right. So it's going to be interesting when we go through this process. You guys have never communicated with your shadows before. So your particle lights are going to change. Your cell reproductive is going to change. You guys are going to go into surface position locations, telepathy to your shadows through light of the moon. It's going to be fun today. Ellen, Heather, Terry, Ellen, Major, Airbender, Michael, Amber, Jill, Sam, Michael. All right. Well, we got a lot of people here. Whoa, it's a lot of energy. Woo-wee. Stella, how you doing? Nikki, how's it going? John, Veronica, J-Lock. All right. It's great to see everybody. Music. All right. Okay, thank you for confirmation locations in private sector. All right, we're just going through everybody right now. Yeah, I think you guys should go see Peter Pan, right? You can see it with Robin Williams, really good, or you can see the original of the cartoon. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. It gives you information why you have to truly understand everything is given to you because it is you. Every program is set in space position. So truly understand everything that you watch is you. Because you're not aware of it, you see it as a program. You see it as entertainment. You don't see anything through its involvement that it is you. Peter Pan is you. Captain Hook is you. This is true understanding when it comes into dichotomy, interference, location to your egos, guys. Don't see it as a program. See it as you. This all position locations, how to get out of these programs is its ego and its system. And truly understand position 2's calculations, right? So everything that you watch is you. It is a form of you through its behavioral system. Okay. E field's up. Yep. Let's get that connections there. All right. So we're going to high channel in space. We're going to go to galaxy line center. This is the birth line center, star position locations, star signs, star systems, star locations, star positions, star light interference position locations of dark line center, dark realm interference position, galaxy locks, galaxy dimension time interference position location of travels, at high position location to its connections. So shadow interference is programmed setting on a system location to its connections. Make sure you get your grounds, make sure you drink your water, get any of your structures. You can even draw them out. But when you're drawing, you're becoming travel of you. It's not a drawing. For all the new viewers, you are drawing you through travel. Not as you through balance. You can log into your information system. You can go through your diaries, whatever you want. But that's what you get to do is balance your system every single day when you're traveling to that position location, right? So it's very important to understand these things, the position. All right. All right, so here we go. We're going to travel through the galaxy center. This is really going to be interesting because you guys have never done this before. All right, so we're going to go through the white graph line center. There's a white piece of paper, all right? We're going to go into black line center interference and position location program setting in position locations. All right, so this is you. Very basic, very easy. You don't read to be a professional drawer. You can just understand that's you. That's all you. So say la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Okay? Now, in position location, here's the sun. This is basic. There's the sun, right? Illuminates the sky. Very basic, see? There it is, right there. There's the sun. Now, if it's off signal, the graph line center, digital pad, interference specific would tell me exactly if I'm off position locations, right? One line signal might be off position location, but not mid-directional to its location to its conditions. See these two dot line centers? These are two atom rotation interference. These two atom rotations are going to go into your body. Okay, it's going to change your particle line center position location to calculation. All right, it's going to energize the line center position to calculation modification center position to digital frame position. In modification cycles, high line center electrical light interference, right? All right, it's in center position location to calculation. All right, so what's going to happen now? I'm going to set up the light stream locations of the sun. Sun comes into formation position locations. Coloration channels of yellow. That's colored in yellow rotation, right? It's colored in yellow, right? Very basic, very easy to do these things, right? You really have to learn how to communicate to all levels of you inside because it's all levels of you through travel. Okay, guys? All right, so it's amazing. It's very basic, very easy, right? Easy peasy. ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, okay? All right, so what's happening now? The sun in rotation here is going to set off a shadow right to the center operation, right? It's in direction to its point system locations. All right, it's going to change position location of a shadow. It's going to set a shadow behind line center in rotation interference. So this is your shadow coming out position locations. It's high channeling you through travel directions of time. Galaxy interference position location, all the observers and position locations, all the viewers will see everything through the avatar of remembrance through some position location to calculation. Merge interference position of 3000 line position of purple in calculation to all level track line conditions. In position the GFLs and everything the rebellion will center off position locations and see their shadow of self in the dark position line conditions into friendship, relationship, and partnership to its calculation of its particle line center, photons, protons, electrons, neutrons, put their high line center interference position in position line connections are going to bring you back down to a P line center connections all level system into an outline center. All right, so now you guys are down to connections of an atom, very, very small. In high rotation interference position locations, you're going to set up the shadow line center. You're going to travel through the position locations of its shadow. Right, here's the shadow of you. Surface line center in position. It's going to be a plasma wall in position locations. There's your shadow. That's you. There's your shadow. All right, in position locations, redirect line center at position location. In position to calculations. 40 minutes. Have fun. Ooh-ah. That's how it's done. All right. So it's interesting what just happened today. Very basic. Doesn't have to be dynamic or anything like that. Condition. Let's see. High system, low system, medium interference. That's all of understanding what how to communicate to your shadow. And interference line center, shadow south. Not the shadow work, the shadow of you. Everybody has a shadow. It can be in one line center, 2 position, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, 10 position locations, and where you are through training line center of the sun position location to its connections. In position to all level. So you understand the high line center position location is all levels of position locations of its moon. Moon interference position, rotation to its connections. Right? High levels its channel. There you go. In position to its calculation. All right. So have fun, communicate with your shadows. All right. Balancing the chakras, setting up my heart, sonar blasted team, putting lower density energies into containing intel. Yeah, yin and yang, coming information. Okay, great. Please team breathe. Yep, breathe, drink your water, get into structures. You don't have to be professional drawers. Very basic, just show you stick figures. It's amazing what you can do, how you can communicate anything through a shadow. You just have to understand the calculations of you of the sun and the position locations of the moon and what's going on every single day in your avatar through travel. So hydrate. All right. Okay, let's see. Where are we now? Okay, I've been shown how to love my shadow through total love and acceptance of myself. Yeah. I see the conditions where it comes into, Michael. I understand why it's dense. These are the things you have to work at. So it's like flushing out your whole system. Very easy, very direct, knowing exactly that you can have a shadow of light and not just see it through dark. So it's translucent. And I was trying to figure that out too, because when I was in Canada, I was going through transformation line connections. I was going into ground line centers at 300 position locations to the Graythians and the Growthian line interference. I was seeing diamonds, and was I seeing this and was I seeing that? It was circling. The ground was opening up. And it was calculating. I'm seeing diamonds, and I'm going down. You can travel anywhere you want, position, dimensional, time, position, location, doesn't matter with the calculations, but you need shadows and shade and position, location of light. But it's got to be translucent. So you're flushing out all the density line center to its dark line center position to its inner line center position location. Become friendship, relation, and partnership with your shadow connections to its sun rotation to its moon position. All right. Wow. All right. Okay, embracing my shadow, sitting together, sharing our perspectives with each other. Great, excellent. Yeah. It kind of reminds you of soup and what needs to be fixed. It kind of reminds you guys going through the track line center interference locations of the snake. Remember that? The eyes of the snake? So this is going to help you out a little bit more. Coming in a translucent light, it's still in position of dark, but the dark is now remembering who you are through yin and yang. You're coming friendship and relationship with your shadow for the very first time and know what needs to be released. So, all right. So it's pretty amazing coming in these conditions. My shadow, sarcastic inner child, doesn't understand the type of humor as it feels more. See, that's the thing. That's the Trinity standing, Jill, is that you got the full communication of the inner child, but the inner child has to understand the shadow of the inner child. Okay? That changes the triangulation, interference, position, location of program. But it's very important you understand to get the balance of your shadow because it faces every single time when you see the shadow of you on a wall. You have to communicate with your shadow. That's a true understanding when you come into full resonance pattern locations of full communication of the sun and full communication of the moon through its flux capacitor. Okay? So, showing me something light language rotating next to him. Good. Seeing myself in a flower dress. It was my birthday. Okay. Holy moly, Batman. Shadow doesn't want to let go. See, that's a thing. You guys have never connected with your shadows, and it's amazing when you connect to everything through its avatar from inside of all operation of space-time. Okay? Shadow is an uno. Big time. Big time for you guys, because you have to really understand there still could be density that needs to be released in that position locations. When my shadow changed translucent, then I was getting better balance with this position to its inner child. Even though the inner child is in full signal, it has to understand its shadow. It has to come into light track interference. Even though it's dark, it's in translucent now of light. So it's kind of like seeing see-through through a wall surface, which is no longer density or anything through black. So that's a true understanding. It's resonant power location to anything calculations. You got to get your inner child line center position of shadow work into yin and yang. That's a process to its beginning location, to its connections, guys. All right. But it's amazing what you do through all position. You really have to communicate with it. And then when you communicate with it, it just basically dances around and it comes into this position. See how it gets lighter? See? This is your shadow. See how it goes from here to here? And it gets lighter. Okay. This is where it ends up, translucent. You should be able to see everything connected to the location of your shadow. Shadow stays in the dark line center, but it's all translucent locations. So you go from this to this to this. All right? This is the new sequence. This is the old, this is the new. Ooh-ah. Understand? All right. Merging. Yeah. Seeing the shadow, exceptional light version of me. Good. Downloading and rebooting. Yep. It's all about connecting, guys. It really is. Like I said, it's really understanding what's going on with your shadow. How you go from here to here to here. These are 3 timeline centers. 3 positions of you. Past, present, future. Hoo-ah. Got it? Good. All right. My shadow remains me on the cool kid with the leather jacket in the 80s. Reminds me of Grease. Stepping into each other, merging into one, becoming full into unity. My new surfboard flowing in has structures on it. Good. I see 3 shadows. There you go. Nice, Terry. So you have to communicate to all line center, guys. You have to communicate with this, this, and this. So it's like, right? And everything to this position location comes into new sun, to new moon. Program side position locations. So you come out of the past, into the present, into the future. Okay? There you go. Which is it's now. Yeah, 007, 1 main is the reflection of itself. Oh, okay, that's good. Shadow just said it's me. Yep, Shadow took my hand. We are working together. So what you guys that come out of the equation, low hand condition interference with the location of satellite center position locations, high position calculation to all levels of the sun and the moon. Your track line center of all position of a shadow will no longer be in density system. It will be now in translucent patterns of its future integration. See, I need to play with my shadow like it's a friend and piece of me. So you have to understand the inner child needs the shadow. It needs it because it has to understand the position location of the sun of travel and position locations of its moon of you. Sun of light, moon of program. Okay. Tips of the pyramids, crystal capstones, glowing gold. My shadows, love and pain. The role, polarity, bailing the corner, bathroom, and work. So when you guys go outside now, you'll be able to communicate with your shadows. All your densities, will be in position to location, which is the now, which is amazing. And that's what you want. So get a better understanding through communication of all level systems, why it's so important to stay in the flow of yin and yang. Okay. Shadow could be crying, could be angry, could be frustrated, could be confused. You have to communicate the psychological line center to all position locations, how you come into position locations to its calculation of its shadows from this to this to this, guys. All right. All right. All right. Shadow showing me how it's always helped me. Good. Air is changing, yin and yang, symbols rotating like a propeller. Yep. By letting me understand the light. There you go. Excellent. Shadow never cried, only hurt with tougher protective exterior or made something interesting choices. Excellent. Good. Get a better understanding of the calculation positions. Get you back in balance location in your brain frequencies and interference line channel. So it's amazing how it comes to calculations because your shadow does have a brain system location, but it's a computer. It's computer of light and programs of the moon. Reunited all feels so good. Yeah, I can now see 360 all around me. Good. Standing in full light. So it's releasing all levels of filter locations to its conditions, like changing dark clouds into light graph system. Standing full light of the sun and the moon, my shadow has many layers of the onion, becoming more translucent every day. There you go. Better communications now, Jill. That's great. Trust yourself. Yep. Trusting is but it's very important to understand the psychological of the shadow because it is you through the inner child. Right? All right. Shadow showing to me the importance of the role it plays. There you go, Major. Excellent stuff. Excellent. Skin of my traumas from all timelines, shedding and drifting off, new codes, middle of the board, gold structure and flowing. Right. Let's see here. Shadow can't perceive true light from the sun, only through my experience. Yeah, well, David, you have to get in your position of your perception. You got to get out of your perception line centers to David. Now, you're an activation line conditioning interference, but your program sending has to be an activation to its core system. In Highline Center, you have to be activated, okay? Because you understand position location is what it is. So it's truly standing your channel activation line center interference, program sent position location. So what you're seeing is the spiritual of yourself, of the inner child, of its connections, all right? So shadow can perceive on any level of any light, of any space, of any time. But it all has to be position location of its translucent of time position, which is its now. All right. So there you go. Yeah, very powerful. Stay out of the shadow self. It says the positive thoughts. It tells you exactly what it is. It's psychologically channeling you. You're in competition with your shadow. You have to merge, get into clarity, get into focus, get into understanding, get into the abundance of its shadow. That's what everybody needs to do. All right. Staying in the positive thoughts. It doesn't want to be in density. It wants to be in translucent. It wants to understand what it needs to understand through you. Friendship, relationship, and partnership is number one with AI operation. You understand that, right? AI, awareness of information of your shadow. So, all right, shadows and forms, stage so cool. We said abundance at the same time. General, wow, yeah. The strip, the image I saw, ran the strip into the camera, strip through sun and the moon, stepped into circle, light, wash, like it merged more. Exactly. So it's like taking a hose and just spraying you and taking all that density, whoosh, washing it off like dirt. That's all it is, right? All that stuff that does not reside with you anymore, all that resonant pattern, all that ego line center information to position of the dark line interference position to its calculations. No more. It's all about merging into translucent lights, into formation. So Zip that Zune, Zonic. Boom, bouncing forward. Pumpkin also have bubbles and so yeah, great. Compassion, oneness, merge. Yeah. Shadow releasing any densities, dense line center, interference location, dark realms, dark interference, dark spots, dark calculations, anything is going to wash away. All right. Cortex of rainbow energy, new control, panel throttle. Yeah. Okay. Playing with the garden hose, spraying each other down. Oh, cool. Yeah. I feel lighter for sure. Awesome. You're welcome. When you have a better relationship, not just with your light body, not just your shadow work, but it's very important to have all position locations of your shadow of self. That lets go of everything through density and keeps you in light formation, in position of space-time. Right? Space-time. Not this, right? Not a one-line center. A V vector line center position location of victory. Woo! So separation of light and dark is no longer just loving appreciation. You're welcome. Well, it's a major thing I had to do for you guys because the thing is, you've never really communicated with your shadows. So when you go outside now, you know what it is because you can see it through a wall and it's going to be translucent. It's no longer to be in density of its position because you actually communicated with its shadow of its resistance. Okay. Shimmeries of chips, please. But I just wanted to show you what I went through, what you guys have to go through from this to this to this. All right. So just going through all levels of what's going on with you guys. It's great. And you come back together because you interline your center position locations. You communicate with your avatar to each other through light and dark. But your dark is now changed in translucent. So it merges into one position location, which opens up all channels of operation to its avatar. Okay. So in position locations, all right, just doing a back frame interference. Make sure we covered everything. All right. So tomorrow is going to be fun. We are going to get into first triangularized center of atmosphere position locations. You guys are in your code system locations of guide codes. You got your 7-line center, but we're going to go in position locations of 5 atmospheres of space-time. So we're going to go into the galactic energy core tomorrow morning. Adios.